let's look at some of the factors that affect the real estate market. Once we talk about the factors, we mean positively. Number one, migration. Let's look at migration. For example, because people move from one place to the other, these are some of the factors. The urban to urban migration, or the rural to urban migration as well. The rural to urban migration. These are some of the things that actually drive the real estate industry. Migration, for example, let's say you are an employee, you are residing in Lagos State, and then you got a job in Anambra. You have to move from Lagos to Anambra to actually start off your work. Then adding to the population. That is where population come in again, because when they are interconnected, they work hand in hand. There are some other factors we are going to be listing, but in terms of migration, you move from Lagos to Anambra to actually resume your work, adding to the real estate of Anambra, because you are going to rent probably a one-room apartment or two-bedroom or three-bedroom, as the case may be, to actually resume work. First of all, you have to seek shelter, and number one, you migrated. Now you've added to the population. That's where population comes in again. You've added to the population of Anambra, and the population growth drives the business of real estate. Because without the growth of the population, there won't be appreciation of the market value. Because the more the population is increasing, the more the boom or the drive in the real estate sector of that state or of that country is actually coming up. That's why once you look at Dubai today, Dubai of 30 years ago or 20 years ago is not the same of Dubai today, because there are a lot of migration. Migration has happened, and once migration occurs, population growth takes place. So this has actually improved the real estate sector of Dubai. Just like in a local factor now, we're looking at Lagos. Once you move from Lagos to Anambra, or Anambra to Lagos, or from Anambra to Delta State, you've actually not migrated. You are as well added to the population growth of that state or country. Then we look at workforce. Workforce. Once you resume work as an employee, let's take for example, once we talk about workforce, let's take for example, you actually residing in, let's for example, Port Harcourt, and then you were working in Port Harcourt for a while, and then you got a new job in Oka, Anambra State. What do? You have to first of all migrate from Port Harcourt to Oka, then adding to the population of Oka. All these things, all these factors are adding to the real estate value, or rather, they will add to the real estate value of Oka, because you've migrated from Port Harcourt to Oka, adding to the population of Oka. Then you actually resume work. You are now building the economic value of Oka as well, because if you start your business or if you resume work as an employee, you will actually increase or add to the economy of Oka, then adding to the real estate value of Oka as well, because you're going to find a place to live, an apartment to. You have to find an apartment to actually stay. So you have to rent. You don't just get an apartment free. You have to rent the apartment. Let's say out of the apartments you rented, there are about 5 units of two-bedroom. You rented out one. The next person that will come in will rent the next one. You rent until the 5 apartments are gone. Then you've increased the real estate value of Oka as well. Then let's look at education. Education. As a student, you are actually you had your secondary school in Bayelsa. Then now you got admission into let's take for example Anambra State University, or into Delta State University, or into Lagos State University, or into Akwa Ibom State University. You have to migrate from Delta to Akwa Ibom to resume your academics. And then you're not going to sleep under a tree, you're going to rent an apartment to stay. Here you also rent an apartment to actually stay, to complete probably your 4 years or 5 year academic field. So here now you've actually added to the real estate value of Akwa Ibom, not just the university, but to the town, probably Uyo or anywhere. So now the educational system also, that's why once you see a particular location where there is a university, you find out that the movement of students from place to place drive the real estate value of that very place. Just for example, the University of Nigeria and Soka, once you get to the university, there are a lot of buildings, there are a lot of apartments, there are a lot of settlements of students. There are a lot of lodges, what you call lodge. There are a lot of lodges. Those lodges are being rented to students to actually complete their education for probably 4 or 5 years. So after which they leave, and another student come in, take over that apartment as well. It keep on happening like this as development comes in, because now the students are driving development into that particular place, thereby increasing the real estate value of that very location. So these are some of the factors that actually drive the real estate market, not just in a local playing field, but in global field as well. So that's why we say that real estate market will never crash as far as all these things are in place. They work hand in hand: the population growth, the migration, the workforce, and everything, the education, and so many. And again, the government presence, government presence, because if there are road construction or industrial revolution in a particular community, it drives the real estate market. Once the road is constructed by the government, the real estate value of that place keep increasing. Once there is industrial improvement, factories and all that in a particular location, it actually adds value to the real estate of that kind of community, of that town, state, or city. So these are some of the factors. Thank you very much.